Alright, y'all. I have changed my mind about the wet sanding. After putting on my handy dandy little eyeballs there and checking this out, it needs wet sanding. So I started to polish it, and it just wasn't looking the way I wanted it to look. So I looked closer, and it needed wet sanding. Now I've already wet sanded with 1,000 grit, and I'm going to work my way up through the grits. What I do, I fill my holes with Elmer's glue. And the cool thing about Elmer's glue, you don't have to take it out. You can just run your screws right into it. But I don't want any water getting down in there. I've never had a problem with water getting under a finish or getting into the wood and making it swell. I've got tape on the other side of these holes. But I don't want to take any chances of that happening. So anyway, after doing a little bit of polishing, doing some sanding, I know I told you there's some imperfections on here that I'm just going to leave, but I can't do it. I've got a spot right here and a spot right here that I'm going to drop fill and get rid of those while I still can. It's just, the only thing it's going to do is it's going to take me more time. It's going to add a day to this process, but I don't care. So what I'm going to do is spray some of this lacquer, this clear lacquer, into this paint lid here. I don't really know if this is going to work as far as getting it in there, but I'm going to try one of these CA glue tips and see if I can get this clear into that little divot. And I don't think that's going to work. I'll try something else. I'll try a toothpick. That's working a little bit. Let's go for the big dog. What I want to do is get this clear, there we go, into a little mound like that. I'll move the camera in a minute. See if I can show you that. Get it into a little mound into those little divots. There we go. I'll let that dry. And once it dries, I'll take my razor blade with the tape on it and scrape that down level. And then just continue on with my wet sanding. It'll leave some scratches, but the sanding and buffing will take those scratches out. But this is going to add another day to this process because I'll have to wait for that to dry overnight. I should have filmed when I started sanding this, but I didn't think about it. But like I said, I've already sanded with 1,000 grit, and I'll work my way up to 5,000 or so on wet sanding. The wet sanding process, well, I'll just wait and show it to you. It's not that big a deal. I just want to make sure these holes don't get any water down into them. But that's all. I just wanted to make this little short video and show you that I made a mistake and it does need to be wet sanded, and I am going to wet sand it. And I'm going to drop fill these two little spots here. That's the only spots on this side I could find. I haven't even looked the other side. Alright, well that's it for today. Take care.